Hey, what's happening? YouTube family, everybody out there, all the listeners. This is General Chat, the channel. I don't really consider my name General Chat, but that's the name of the channel. General Chat, just generally chopping it up with my thoughts. We agreed to disagree. Shout out to all of the other, again, I know I said it already, but all the other YouTube channels. Much respect. So I was watching some clips about Micheal Jackson, and just reminiscing. I grew up. I don't want to reveal my age. I've already said I'm middle-aged, but I'm still a young man. My backspin crossover still works. A little rusty, but it still works. All right. So, Micheal Jackson, and I was watching some old footage with him and Cher, and they were dancing and stuff, and he was doing, that signature Micheal Jackson spin that he created from The Wiz, when he was in The Wiz as the Scarecrow. He had that spin. So I was thinking a little further ahead when he had that contract with Pepsi, right? Because there were some legalities going on before that. Now, I have to go back and do the research and get back to you to know exactly what they were and what the problem that, the label had, or whoever was in charge. Whether it was Geffen, because Geffen had a problem with Micheal Jackson because of, some sexual preferences that Micheal Jackson did not adhere to. And I'm just going to leave it there. You could do your own lookup on that. And that whole Pepsi contract commercial was a setup. I think it was a setup because after that severe burn that he had, and forgive me for the camera angle. Don't worry about it. Just kind of listen. Don't worry about the view of what you're seeing so much right now. We'll work on that later. But the contract that he had with Pepsi, that commercial, I think it was a setup, right? Because people who are against you and who really hate you behind the scenes, they become very intelligent in plotting your demise and making it look like they had nothing to do with it. And they have an advantage because while you're unsuspecting, they get a one-up on you, right? So Micheal Jackson didn't think about sparks, and that could be the problem, and burning his hair. Because after that changed his whole life, changed his whole career, all right? After that severe burn. He was severely burned, almost till death. And not only that, emotionally scarred. He went through a lot behind that emotionally, because half of his head was really damaged. And all of that wig and all of the, that emotionally is what changed his whole paradigm and his whole persona into what it became, because he started to see himself as ugly and unattractive. And, so that's where, these plastic surgeons would get involved and suggest that he would do certain things. And they didn't give a shit. They just wanted his money. Excuse my language, but it's the truth, right? So when those sparks in the commercial, and you can go back and look at the Pepsi commercial if they even have it on air. I don't know. It may be even illegal to show that now for whatever reason. But those sparks, one of those sparks was like, like a flare going into his hair. And, with the reaction, because, everybody had the Jerry curl juice kind of a thing. He had it kind of very moisturized and curly. One of those sparks hit that, you like a human match, man. Your head is like a human match. You go up in flame almost instantly. And once that chemical and that flame hits your scalp, you're burned, man. You're burned. And I think it was a setup. And maybe I'm late on this conversation because there were some other people who were suggesting that same thing. And it's all reflection because, people can be evil to the point of, jealousy. All right, so I'm not perfect, right? And that goes without saying. But however, I've never hated anyone, been jealous of anybody to the point of any of that, even in high school or, school, or even now as an adult, I see people with wonderful things. I congratulate them. I feel good about that because, hey, I want these things for myself. You can't hate something and expect to have it. No way. It doesn't work that way, right? So the people who were millionaires, would see Micheal Jackson, not even millionaires. All right, so that has nothing really to do with it. But for whatever reason that they hated on him and did that to him, maybe it was because he had, the Beatles catalog or Elvis Presley's catalog. I don't know if that was before or after, And I don't know. I never met Micheal Jackson. I don't know if he. I know he's great performer. Growing up watching him, Jackson 5 cartoon and a great. I'll just say African American. I don't like that word. Black, African American. All these terms are. Just constructed by the government by way of immigration. I don't even know how to class how they came up with these class names, But anyway, back to the point. Watching them, African American group, successful, it was inspirational. You watched them, everybody loved the Jackson 5. All right, everybody loved them. So fast forward, that happens, and if it's a setup. Now, it's my opinion. I don't have any actual facts that it was a setup, okay? But people are not stupid. You can put 2 and 2 together, and it's 4. All right, all you have to do is pay attention to what's in front of you, and you can see who is for you, who's not, and you have to really protect yourself and don't allow yourself to become victim of somebody else's fucking hate. Excuse my language again, but it's true. You can't do it because people, man, it makes me mad, man, how people can be so hateful, man, for no reason. No reason. That just shows the punk insecurity of people when they have to look at you and hate for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But, I was thinking about that. I just wanted to share my opinion. You can disagree with what I'm saying. You could leave your comments. It's okay. We agree to disagree. I'm not right about everything. But however, I'm looking at it straight lined, making sense of it. I know how people can be. Me being a therapist, I know a lot of the paradigms of people in the population and how people think, and body language and, just watching how people behave out here in the world and how we all have been programmed. I'll get into that a little later. But, stand up. Don't allow the hate to affect you. Everyone has their own individual part to play in this matrix. So if somebody doesn't like you or whatever, it's okay. I don't agree with everything. For example, I'm going to keep it brief. For those of you women, okay, who have like earrings in the nose, these big earrings, a lot of tattoos, and me personally as a man, I don't like it. Okay? It looks funky to me. It's not attractive. Okay? Doesn't look very hygienic. Okay? Because those metals in certain places don't belong on your body in certain places. Okay? Because bacteria forms, it gets funky. Okay? I hate to say it, but it's true. It's true. You don't need nose rings going through your nose where you're sneezing and breathing and boogers and shit like that. That's just disgusting. I'm sorry. I apologize, but it is to me. All right. Could be beautiful to the next person, but I find it kind of repulsive. A lot of tattoos, and I'm kind of going on because we were talking about Micheal Jackson, but just kind of segueing into other thoughts. Again, this is general chat, so I'm just chopping it up with you, right? Throwing my thoughts out there. They make sense. They may not make sense. So it's okay. Again, we agree to disagree, right? But, all right. So my point was, even though I don't like it, don't let that stop you. Now, you might listen and go, maybe he's right. Maybe I should take all that metal out of my face because, actually it's not very hygienic. Or you could say, well, screw him. This is who I am. I'm going to do it that way. Fine. You have a right to do it however you want. But my point is really, even though I expressed that, don't let the hate. And I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just expressing my opinions about things. But don't let people's hate stop you from standing up. All right? Because, man, I'm to the point now, man. I'm not violent, but I don't know, man. I've always been a kind person. I would use the word nice, but they say don't use nice because that just makes you look like a fool, I've always been kind to people, but there's been times where my kindness has been mistaken for stupidity or weakness, and how could you do that? A person who's kind to me in whatever way, I acknowledge it as kindness, and I think that person is possibly a wonderful person on the inside because they allow kindness to be expressed through them, I don't take it for, you a sucker, you an idiot. And the whole language thing that's another topic I'll get on because so-called African American black folks, which I am categorized as so-called one of those, right? But I don't call myself that because it's not a real class because I'm not from Africa, okay? Elon Musk is from Africa. Elon Musk is from Africa. Ask him if he's African American. He's going to say, fuck no. I'm white. So how can I be African American? I never even been over there. No disrespecting. I mean, it's the motherland, so to speak. But how am I African American? And I have no what do you call it? Immunity in Africa. I have none. I'm not born there. I have no paperwork to Africa, only by ancestry. That does not make me African American. It may make me of African lineage. Hell, I've got German in my family. I'm not from Germany either. I'm not German, but I've got it in my family. I've got some Irish in my family. I'm not from Ireland. I'm an American national. I'm born right here. They owe me. Okay? And when I say owe me, I just mean through the proper filings of my paperwork. I'm not talking about reparations and all of that. Now, again, general chat, I didn't mean to segue all the way from Micheal Jackson to this. But, once I start talking, my mind may start flowing. All right. But I'm going to cut it there because there's a lot more to say about different things. I don't want to try to fit it all in this clip because this is almost 17 minutes long. But thanks for listening. I hope you tune in. I'd like to grow this channel into something just to be able to chop it up. If you want to donate, that would be great. Money is relative. It's all digital now. PayPal, not PayPal, Cash App is $IMagnet1. That's capital I, lowercase magnet, the number 1. And that's the Cash App. That would help out. I could do a lot by from a little bit of cash. Anyway, have a good night. Chop it up with you later. Peace.